All right, what's going on? So right now we're going to go ahead and cover basically what to look for in comps. So these would be things like is the exterior the same, right? So is it brick? Is it, vinyl, which I don't know how to spell, siding? Is it hardy? What type of siding is it using? Okay, what type of siding is on yours versus the other? What's the foundation? Right? Is it off grade? All right. What about is it a property type? Okay, that's another really great one. Property type. The mobile home, versus the single family residence, right? Those two aren't going to comp together. So, make sure you have the property type proper. The next thing that we need to be looking for is going to be things like, curb appeal. Pool versus no pool. Okay. Things like that. Essentially, it's just, is the property like my property? If I don't have a pool and the other one does have a pool, I'm going to have to treat that differently. I'm going to either have to add or subtract, whatever the value of a pool is in my market. In Florida, generally it adds $20,000 to $30,000 onto your purchase price. In Colorado, it's probably not going to do that, right? Because you don't use a pool all the time in Colorado. But, having an exterior sauna maybe might do something. I don't know. I'm not in Colorado. So understand your market. Understand the difference between off-grade or concrete foundation, right? Those two are going to make a difference in your purchase price. They're going to affect your value. You want to get as similar as possible property to do, like on the core, the skeleton of the property, you want to be the same. Obviously, if the inside of one has granite and yours does not have granite, okay, well, that's a repair cost. That's not a comp. But you still would equate that in the types of comps, which we're going to cover next. Remember, we talked about it earlier when I said what's the difference between what is a comp versus what is the different types of comps. We're going to cover that in the next video, what is the different types of comps. But I want you to understand, generally, it's like, is a French fry the same as a tater tot? Okay, are they? I don't know, both potato, right? They're just shaped differently. One's generally used for different meals. It's not the same, but they are the same. So like, is your property, the mobile home that you have, similar to a trailer? Pretty close. But, relatively, are they selling for the same price in your market? Those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So that is, what you need to look for in comps. Exteriors, foundations. Does one have an AC versus one have just window units? Again, that's a comp base, but it's also a repair cost because you can make yours have an internal AC, a central AC versus only having window units. It's done all the time. Curb appeal is a pretty big thing. Is yours a really, really bad curb appeal? In the comps you're looking at have really, really nice yards. Does the neighborhood is going to be another thing that associated with it. But as far as the actual physical property itself, we want to look at other properties in that neighborhood that are generally, the same. It makes it easier if you're marketing in areas that obviously have the same type of properties properties that are the same, like 1960s or 1970 homes, brick, concrete foundation. They usually only have window units, so they generally have to be upgraded. They normally have popcorn ceilings, so we know we got to scrape that, or whatever the case is. You just, that price range, if you focus on that from a rental perspective and also from a, wholesaling perspective, you're going to make it easier for you to be able to quickly analyze deals if you understand those markets that you're, marketing. You'll be able to, like, hear of a property and hear of the area it's in and automatically have an idea of what it's worth. based off of just understanding all the comps in that area, right off the bat. And as long as you're educating yourself, driving around those markets, and it can still be done virtually, don't get me wrong. You just got to, use Google Street View and just understand that market. Get boots on the ground to drive around and show you that area, things like that. So that is the things you got to look for in comps. You got to look at property type, curb appeal. Is there a pool or not a pool? Is the exterior the same? What is up with the foundation? Shingled versus metal roof is another good one. Roof, what is the roof like? Roof, shingle versus metal. Metal roofs, if you paid $8,000 for a metal roof, when you list it for sale, it's just going to go up $8,000. The roofing, what's nice about metal roofs is that their prices will actually adjust to the home. They don't, compared to like a shingle roof, after 10 years it goes down in value. That's not the case with metal roofs. So that's always a nice thing. So that's an example there of the of that. So hopefully that helps out.